What's up? Drink it. All right. Greetings. It's TKTRAV back once again with LVX777. Remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're finding value here with these messages and discussions. Also leave a like if you again find value with the discussion. And also hit the bell next to subscribe. You know, the typical YouTube stuff. You've seen it and heard it before. Anyways, today we're going to get into intuition. In particular, intuition dealing with people. Yeah, it's really kind of strange and a unique experience when you start to cultivate your higher senses, your extrasensory perceptions. You begin to notice, for one thing, your friends start to fall off. You start to lose friends and people that you hang out with. You have family that you don't really see more often, that you just don't go around anymore. A lot of people in your life that you have to cut off for whatever reason. When you really get down to it and figure it out, it's a lot about vibration. If certain people don't vibrate on the same level as you, they simply can't exist in your space. And vibration is a constant thing. The law of vibration states that everything moves. Nothing is at rest. So you're either here or here or here at any given time in the moment. You know, someone who reaches enlightenment can fall off because enlightenment isn't a place. It's a temporary state that has to be cultivated. So, yeah, when you start learning higher knowledge and working on yourself, you'll notice that certain people don't fit in your life anymore, and that's okay. Because everyone's on their own path, and honestly, the higher up you go, the more you'll have to deal with solitude. We'll put it that way. You'll have to start working on your intuition more. And what I mean by working on it is actually listening when that small voice inside of you begins to speak up and begins to nudge and warn you of things or tell you of things or give you ideas. To work on that little voice, you need to start listening to it and following it and seeing where it goes. There's a big difference between the little voice of intuition and the loud voice of the conscious mind. You know the conscious mind. You hear it all day, every day. He's not going to shut up until you do a couple hundred hours of meditation. I'm not there yet. But, yeah, the monkey chatter going around your brain, bouncing around and around. This is the typical human body, human thoughts, okay? We're trying to ascend to a God level, so there's a different voice that we need to listen to. Coming from Christianity, you would have heard it as the Holy Spirit. You'd have heard how it doesn't contend with the flesh. The flesh is talking about the conscious mind, of course, you know this. But the Spirit of Divinity, it whispers, okay? It doesn't scream. It speaks gently. It's not going to force you to do anything. It makes itself known, just like wisdom and just like light. It makes itself known, so you have the choice to follow or to do something else. Cause and effect. Whichever cause you choose, you're going to get the desired effect. So when dealing with your intuition, as a cause, let's listen and follow that little voice and see what the effect is. Okay, especially if you've been working magic and rituals for a desired effect, whether you're looking for a certain amount of money or a certain position in a job or a certain thing to happen in your life, after you do your magical work, listen to that voice of intuition, because the subconscious mind is busy figuring out a way to make it manifest, and it's going to communicate to you through that small voice. And I begin to notice also, it took me a while to start to trust it, but really only now I'm really starting to trust that voice when it deals with people. Because, you know, people, like I said, they can smile in your face and talk behind your back. You know that. People can be nasty and dirty. But yeah, I begin to notice that sometimes when I come across people, I get a vibe, like instantly. I already know whether or not this is the kind of person that I want to be around, that I can trust. You know, it's crazy. Some people that I'll have met for the first time and I'll already know this is somebody that I can confide, you know, some personal stuff in. This is somebody that will understand the journey that I'm on, that won't judge me and I won't judge them. This is somebody that has something that I need from them spiritually, socially, whatever. You can kind of start to pick that up, okay? And that's the vibration of the aura around this person. That's about reading auras. But it's not, at least for me, it's not about actually seeing a haze around a person. It's just, a lot of combination of things, from the spirit in their eyes. When you make eye contact with somebody, there's a connection being relayed there, and from that alone you can really pick up what kind of person you're dealing with. And also just observe and pay attention to mannerisms and different things like that. You can kind of tell if they've put any work into developing themselves. Now likewise, you can also tell about shitty people. Okay, it's crazy. This has been a week of confirmation, specifically about people with my intuition. It's just weird. There's one guy in particular, I always just thought that he might be some kind of, pedophile, child molester kind of dude. And lo and behold, there he is, getting in trouble for that kind of thing. I always knew it, but I didn't have any proof. I just kind of sensed it, right? There's another guy who was very terse, I guess, kind of standoffish, never treated me badly or anything, but I always got the feeling that he was racist, like very racist. No proof about it. Recently found out that this guy is definitely a member of the local Ku Klux Klan. I couldn't have known that, but there's a sense, right? I get a sense that there's a guy who might have a drinking problem. I found out that that's true. There's a guy that I found out married to a woman, but I had a sense that he might be a closet homosexual, right? And that's probably a little bit easier to figure out, but lo and behold, truth be told. So after those and a few other confirmations began to appear, I began to realize, hey man, this is stuff that I knew all along. And I would always talk myself out of it because I didn't have any proof. Like, you're just making that up. Why would this person be doing that? I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. But it turns out all of these people that I have had these intuitions about has all been confirmed. Okay, so the reason I'm saying this is that trust your intuition. Trust the voice in your head, because we don't know exactly how it knows, but it knows. The subconscious mind picks up on a lot of stuff that the conscious mind leaves behind. I had an Instagram post that said the eyes can't see what the mind doesn't know. So if you haven't studied micro expressions and body language and things of that nature, your eyes aren't going to pick that up. But if you study that, your eyes can read a lot about a person. So likewise, there's definitely a lot of things spiritual about a person and their aura and their vibration that they're relaying from their being, and our eyes might not recognize it, but the subconscious mind is picking all that up. This is why you get vibrations and senses about people. So trust those instincts. Trust that first thought. It was the first thought for a reason. It bypassed the conscious mind. It went straight to the subconscious. Though you may not have any proof to justify it at the moment, just take it into consideration at least, Now that doesn't mean go around accusing everybody that you don't like to be a racist or an alcoholic or a closet homosexual or whatever. Just observe the thoughts. Observe, not even the thoughts. Observe the senses and the sensations that these extra senses are picking up. Observe what those extra senses are picking up, because you didn't generate those thoughts, and they're not the thoughts from the conscious mind. You can tell the difference if you really listen. There's a fine difference. It's a knowing. That's what it is. So the conscious mind is the thinking, and we're trying to get away from that. The thinking is what a human does. What a God knows, what a God does is know. A God knows. Okay, so trust that intuition, because that intuition comes from a place of knowing. And when we're working with this practice, we're working in a field of knowing, not a field of theorizing and guessing. We work with knowing, and whatever we don't know, we go out and we test it and we try it, see if it works. At least we'll have some type of experience with it, because I don't want to ask somebody advice who hasn't done a thing before. I want to talk to somebody who's done it. Even if they've done it wrong, at least I'll know what not to do. You see what I'm saying? So trust that voice of intuition, because somehow it knows. It knows because it's a subconscious mind. And what I know is that the subconscious mind is supreme. The subconscious mind is God. The subconscious mind is what retains the light that's given to all of us humans, most of us humans, and that is what gives us the opportunity and the option to ascend. We're all given the flesh and the five senses. That ain't nothing special. If anything, that's a trap and a prison. How do you trap a God? How do you imprison a God? You trap him in human flesh and five senses. Get him distracted and keep him there, and let him waste his energy for other people's efforts. And then make him continue doing it. So for those of us who hear that message, we're here to escape and do a lot better. For ourselves. With ourselves. Through ourselves. By ourselves. This is self-initiation. And we get there through recognizing the world for what it is. Correct perspective. We live in a world of vibration. Everything is vibration. The key is to learn how to decipher the vibration. When spirits communicate with you, it's through vibration. When you feel your emotions, those are vibrations. The extrasensory perceptions of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, these things are vibrations in the space around us that our mind doesn't understand. But we understand enough to know that these things exist. So continue to practice. Listen to your intuition. This is TKTRAV with LVX777, and I bid you adieu. Peace.